Being a small YouTuber has been fun, actually. I say this because over the past week I've stumbled across multiple YouTube videos talking about how difficult it is to be a small YouTuber, and they make a lot of genuinely valid points. Like, people are less likely to trust a video if it has lower views. And so it's like, how do you get people to click on a video that has lower views? Or how are you supposed to know what videos work and what you've improved on when your sample size is so low that you can't tell if one video has improved from the last? And those are all really valid complaints, and I hope I touched on those well. I'm probably missing a couple, but I feel like those complaints completely overshadow and miss the important part, the part that makes doing YouTube fun to me. And this is all going to be largely my own personal opinion. After starting this channel a month and a half ago, this is not my first channel, I sat down and I had a little check-in with myself about how I actually wanted to go about making content and doing things. Ultimately, I decided that I just need to gain skills. So over the past month and a half, I've made 30 some odd videos with the sole purpose of getting better at speaking. This isn't a game to be won, it's skills to develop. You don't start out watercoloring expecting to be the greatest watercolorer ever or understand the in-depth interaction of the medium. But it felt like a lot of people on the videos, I could try and find them again and link them. There was one hour or something long one. I think it was glass half full or something. I can't remember. But a point that came across as arrogant was, I guess, the expectations that they felt like they deserved views for their videos. And this is a really common trap, to associate the time and effort you put into a video with the value that somebody would get out of the video. Also, I'm going to need to replace my pickaxe. Keep forgetting to do that. Oh, what's a good one? I'll just take another Unbreaking 3 one if I'm being honest. I need to use up the crappy ones. I was talking about value, I think. How about while we do that, I clear out the ceiling here? It's a really common trap to just assume that people, and I naively assume that people will take a lot of value out of your videos because you put a lot of effort in. I just don't think that that's how that works. And what is really fun is not focusing on things like that, and instead focusing on, I guess, the personal satisfaction. Not everybody has the balls to be able to even post their first video. So when you get to a stage that I'm in where I no longer have any anxiety about posting a video, it's really easy to assume that I should be farther along the path. But I feel like it's also really important to take a step back and appreciate how amazing it is that I've come this far. And that's what really is fun about it to me. I mentioned watercoloring earlier, but that's just one of the random hobbies that I've picked up. I'm not very good at it. It's also ceramics. Making pottery is another thing. And I have an obsession with learning the ins and outs of something. That is one of my favorite things to do, is explore and learn things. So coming from a point of being a small YouTuber, it's there is so much more to learn, and that makes me so happy, because it feels like there's an endless amount of things to learn, and for me that means an endless amount of fun. I can understand why for a lot of people it would be intimidating. Like there's so much to learn, like uh, uh, video recording, audio encoding. I've had a lot of problems. I don't know why, but DaVinci Resolve doesn't accept an annoying amount of like audio encoding and video encoders. I don't know. I've a very surface level understanding of it, and so I've had to spend like a little bit of time working that out. I finally got it working, but still, it was annoying. But looking back on it, I'm proud because like I gained skills, and that's ultimately what I like doing in life. Um, and so I think it's sad when people are hating the process of being a small YouTuber and just wish they could skip to becoming a big YouTuber, because this is another one of the points I'm going to make where I wouldn't want to flail around and figure things out in front of a large audience. So because I have very few people who watch my videos, I just fat fingered my drop key. That's funny. Because I have very few people who watch my videos, I have a lot of like room to experiment, try new things, and just be not great in general and not have the pressure of a couple 100,000 people watching my every move. I feel like that would mentally tear me to shreds. And so it's like I don't feel the need to be bigger when I don't have the skills to back that up, if that makes sense. And I mean, every YouTuber wants to grow. I think it's just the nature of somebody arrogant enough to want to do YouTube and to assume that you can provide value to other people. That's another topic, but I feel like people are too quick to just get the success without any of the internal progress. I don't know if that makes any sense. Oh, another thing for me, and this was something I struggled with a very long time ago, when I first started doing YouTube 4 or 5 years ago. I had a different channel that I ended up growing to like 4,000 subscribers, but stopped just because of life circumstances. A really hard thing for me starting again and just in general in the past was seeing a video completely flop in the beginning, and YouTube is really good at doing this because it will tell you just how bad it thinks you're doing and will make fun of you for it. But that's, at least in the beginning, that's not always how that works. I've had a video that did really horrible for like the first week that it was released, and then all of the sudden it got like way more traction. And so it's like you can't really judge the success of a video, especially this is amplified when you're a small content creator. You can't judge the success of a video just by the first fraction of its lifespan, because YouTube will sometimes randomly figure out the right audience to push something to. And so it's like that's another thing that's really hard. But that's also fun, knowing that what I may see as video fails aren't actually fails. And I realize this is a very unstructured rant. Another thing I want to get into on why being a small YouTuber is fun is simply it's a good hobby to have. So about like a month and a half ago, starting on like April 14th or 15th, I decided I would post a video every day for an entire month, and I did. And I stuck with it. I was consistent, and I feel like that was just something that I really needed to do for myself, because I'm never very good at being consistent. There have just been so many valuable skills that I've learned. Like, I now know how to speak to my computer screen while not sounding entirely dead. Like, that's cool. I'm looking to increase the glass coverage over here, though. I think this video is going to be a short one, and I'm probably going to post it the day I record it because I need to get out of the habit of scheduling videos for like the morning after, just to mix things up, I think. And that's something I can do. Whoa, that was funny. I didn't realize that they would go to the same distance with just a stack. I feel like a lot of people are able to innately have like some sort of talent for finding success on YouTube, but I also feel like that is completely skewed and biased because we only see the people who succeed. So then everybody else who realizes, oh, if this person did it, I can do it too. Not really, because you just saw the luckiest, like the top 0.5% of people who randomly were able to make it, and you naively assumed that you could do it like them. And that's something that I guess I just haven't had the propensity for thinking like that. And I believe it has to do with like just an unhealthy view of self-worth, but that's an entire other topic where I've started doing this solely for me. I will make videos simply because I feel like doing that thing instead of trying to hyper optimize and feed into growth. Like there are a lot of videos that it seems like they just sell their soul and personality to try and grow, and I feel like that's part of it, because then you get these small YouTube channels that are trying to do that as best as they can, and then all of the sudden they're left with not much growth. And like, what did they do to get there? They just like weren't themselves to try and grow. I don't know. Did that make sense at all? No idea. What I'm trying to explain is that I understand a lot of the viewpoints, and I think that a lot of them are extremely valid. I guess I don't think that way. Like, I think similarly, but just like not in that direction. I just think that there's so much more beauty than there is like pain and annoyance. Like I guess I've never really had like a breakout video on this channel that I've never been able to live up to the success of, because I get like 100 views on each video on average. So it's like I don't have anything to compare myself to, but also I'd like to naively believe that even if I did, I'd be fine. I'm gonna have to put more sand in the smelters, the furnaces, that's what they're called. I think I have coal around here somewhere. I do. I don't know. I think I find the process of creating a YouTube video too addicting and fun for anything to get in the way of me making one. I don't know if that makes much sense at all. Sorry, my cat was scratching at my door, so I had to let her in. But she's like in a really weird mood. She's like the least social cat, except when she gets like hyper needy, if that makes sense. I just felt like speaking about this, and this is like my third attempt to record this video because they were all less intelligible than this one, which this one was pretty unintelligible, so that's saying something. I guess I wanted to kind of express my love for the puzzle that is YouTube, because I can't stop. There are so many different like aspects of expression. Like, you've got editing, you've got the simple way that you speak, like the cadence of your voice is also something that you can learn to improve and like iterate on. You've got thumbnail design. You've got like the joy of seeing one more subscriber, the joy of seeing somebody who you've seen before in the comments comment again, and it's like you meant something enough for this person, you meant something to this person enough for them to comment not only once, but to come back, watch another video, and comment again. And that is one of the greatest feelings in the entire world. It's validation, albeit at so much smaller a scale than like a large YouTuber, but there is something so personal, something so beautiful about seeing a comment of somebody sewing to your videos and making like a Renaissance fair outfit while listening to your videos, because that's happened to me. And it's like, I feel like a lot of people are so easy to make this into a numbers game, and I'm getting a little bit like preachy here, but like I feel like that is detracting from the entirety of it. Like, YouTubers inherently are arrogant people who think that they can entertain others. And so looking at the value that you provide to other people in just the simple form of a comment or somebody deciding to hit the subscribe button, that is so, it's so beautiful to me to see people that I've impacted in any way. I mean, like, except negatively. I don't typically want to be a negative impact on people. I don't know if that made sense, but I started speaking like with my hands, like I wasn't even touching my screen. So I think that means that I was speaking okay. Um, I am gonna end this now. Actually, though, I didn't do much. Also, I don't know why these are unplanted. Oh, maybe it was the light updates. It honestly is probably the lighting updates. I think that should do it. See ya.